Hey, we making up our own beats and shit. Hey y'all,
Hey.
welcome to Sacred Lips with Tender B. Yes,
Hey.
where we create a safe space where we can freely have sensual and intimate conversations, whether it's about sex, money, cars, clothes, your hoes, or your soul.
Ooh, ooh.
Because your motherfucking soul is a part of all of the experiences that you have. So that's what I love about Sacred Lips because we reaching all them areas, but
All of it.
we really talking about that intimate and sensual shit. That shit that tend to be
Sacred
like, hey, hey,
spaces.
that shit that tend to be like, hey, hey. And who are you, ma'am?
I am Shabri, the energy healer, crystal dealer, and I'm so happy to be here on this sacred space. Any place with you is sacred, and I love it. I know, right? It's cancer
Don't
season,
do that
baby.
to
It's cancer
me.
season. We are in the fields.
in the tears and shit, all up in there, and I love it, and I'm so grateful for you, and I love you. We just some sentimental bitches, all up in the love space. But shit, that's high vibration. So I want to be in
Love
that
is the
space.
highest vibration,
I
and
want to
I'm
be in
glad
that
to
space.
express that and
I
share that.
definitely want to be in that space. And we have to share that with everybody. And whether it be through interaction, conversation, it's different ways to share that shit with people. Like motherfuckers be wanting to share toxic shit. Why you want to share toxic shit? Share some love.
Yeah.
Where
Something
is
that's
the
gonna make somebody
love? The
laugh, somebody,
love.
just about real shit that's gonna hit home in a comical and truthful way. I love that's love for me. That's love for
Comical and
me.
truthful.
Hmm.
I like that. I'm gonna start using that. Look, you just shared it with me. Now I'm gonna utilize it.
Go
Bitch.
ahead,
Now I'm
spread
gonna
it, spread it
spread that love.
wide
No, I'm
open.
super excited. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. I love you so much. Look, they're gonna get tired of us always
I know,
telling each other we
right?
love
I
each
know,
other on every
right?
fucking podcast.
Tell your
I don't give a
partner.
fuck.
Look next to you. Say, "I love you."
Whoever in your
Whoever next to
motherfucking
you.
tribe.
Yeah,
Whoever
whoever
in your
say fuck
motherfucking
that.
tribe.
Look to your left,
Who in your neighbor? What the
to
church
your
say?
neighbor. That's what they said.
Neighbor, look to your neighbor.
And tell them, I love
Say I
you.
love you, bitch.
Yes, you are beautiful.
You are
Just the
beautiful,
way you
no
are.
matter what they say. Words can't bring you down.
Oh,
I love it. Oh, we just awesome. And y'all, I had a motherfucking edible, so I'm
and
feeling
I'm just
real
high off
righteous.
life.
Just just
I'm
feeling
just
real
high off
righteous.
life.
Yeah, that's how we
Life,
gotta be.
life been just.
What has life been doing for you? How has it been fulfilling your needs? How has it been filling your cup? What is life doing for you?
Life has been showing me just how oh, I just came it just came to me. What it's been doing, it's just been showing me so much balance within my
Ooh.
life. Like it's like I really been receiving and giving, and that's just balance. And I just been like able to pinpoint it in every place. You know how you sometimes like situations be like draining,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like able to like just see the difference in that. Like I'm not getting drained in no absolutely no area, and that's
And
just
you're not allowing it to drain you.
exactly.
You're not allowing it. So it's important that you get yourself to a space where you be in control of your circumstances too. Like that doesn't mean you won't experience something, but how you allow yourself to react, having that emotional intelligence or flowing with situations and letting them be. Letting that shit be. What you
I
like
love
that?
it. I
You
love
like
it because
that? I know.
that helps.
You like that, mommy?
That really helps. So
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so speaking of feeling like fulfilling things for you and your cup filling up when it comes to your experiences and you flowing in them, how about when it comes to fulfilling your needs pleasurably, like in that pleasure house, in your sensual house, in your sexual house?
okay,
Like, are
that
you being
area.
pleasured or are you being fucked?
Okay. I like to implement like a balance of both. Like I found that I'm at a space right now that I'm actually just finding that I like both. Like I remember in this space, oh, we girl, you just went deep on me.
I did.
Cause
that's what I do.
I
like to go
question.
deep.
I knew this
I like
question.
to go deep.
You just hit it
I like
on
to
me
go
on
deep.
the air. Okay. Yeah. So previously in my life, like I said, now I'm finding balance in all aspects and realms. And previously, I would used to feel like I was just doing it just because, like you know, just getting off, but not really, not fulfilled in that area.
Okay.
And now in this portion of my life, it's like total balance of the two. Like sometimes you have to have the intimacy within. You have to have that. Like it have to be intimate in order to, you know, take it there. But sometimes just like doing it is fine too. You know, you know what I'm saying? No,
go deeper.
Okay. So you get connected with your feelings through, you know, conversation and relationships and shit. That helps, you know, get your juices flowing. Okay. That's a little, you know, pleasurable, desirable. Like that makes someone desirable, I guess, for me. That's your feelings. But the fucking aspect is just like totally physical, just the actual act of just like getting it all, feeling good, physical. Like physical. That part kind of be like, you don't want to just do that. I guess for me, this is personally me. I always kind of been like shadow.
You move
that's
more
like
with
the
intentions.
shadow.
You move with intentions.
Just doing it. But now it's like I can do both.
Yeah,
I can do both whenever I feel like doing both, instead of like pushing that away and then just only then like that is a sacral chakra unbalance.
Once you master both, then you can do both. You have to work on both and make sure you're aligned. So
basically, I was unbalanced in that area before, and I'm totally finding balance in pleasure and passion.
And you know how to be in control of how you're doing the physical act, so that if that's what the space that you want and you're open to it, and you know how to be balanced and control exactly with your emotions when it comes to just experiencing that, then that's when it becomes a powerhouse and you're balanced in it. So you know, everyone's not at that space. I didn't used to be at that space, but now I am. So I know when I want to get a nice fuck.
Yeah.
And then I know at the end of the day, though, when it comes to me as a woman and my sensuality and what I deserve the pleasure and the sensuality and just the mutual feelings and reciprocity and
exactly
in my love and my and me being stimulated, the intimacy, you know, that's essential. And so many women aren't requiring that shit nowadays. Like they're not creating a space where they're allowing a man to give them that.
Exactly.
Because everything you experience is what you're allowing. So we can't say, oh, you got to require that. No, you really have to allow it. And you allow it with your essence and how you move as a woman. Not just a woman, but men too. Men just be getting fucked about women for real. Like they get the same treatment, but at the end of the day, you have to sit with yourself and be like, damn, am I being fucked or am I being filled? You know, filled is wholeness, feel is pleasure, feel is intimacy, feel is sensuality, feel is reciprocity. So are you being filled or are you just being fucked? Are you just getting up with this nigga and just being fucked and let him not be sensual with you, not have any intimacy, not treat you with respect and love, not have maturity when it comes to your interactions? That's not being filled. You just being fucked at that point if you're allowing that. So you could allow a man to feel you and still have a good fuck at the same time. Because that's a part of the fulfillment as well. Right. So I don't want to make it seem like there's a thank you. I don't want to make it seem like there's a disconnect or they're separated. No, because you want to have a good fuck. A good fuck is pleasure. But when it's in the right way.
Absolutely.
When it's in the right way. So I'm very mindful in that area.
I'm just becoming. I'm not even gonna lie. This has been a total experience for me.
What would you say? Like, how long has it been since you've been just becoming? Because mine started. I feel like I've always been that way, but not as conscious either. Though I don't remember me just being in a space where I allowed that a lot. You know what I mean? But I also know that where I am now, you're not just gonna fuck me. You're not. You're not. I'm not gonna allow it. You gonna love me in that moment. You gonna do me right in that motherfucking moment. And I'm gonna do the same thing for you.
So to me, it's like, what define fucking? Then you define the feels. What would be the fucking?
So the fucking would be like I just named it. So no intimacy,
just
no sensuality, no chemistry, no connection. Just he fine. I'm looking at the external, and then y'all go fuck, and then you allowing him to not have none of those attributes or characteristics that go with being filled, which is the intimacy, the love, the sensuality, the chemistry, the connection. Like a lot of people don't be connecting; they just be fucking. You know, and then after a lot of women, and I'm speaking on women because that's kind of the gender of the conversation, but men as well. But you know, a lot of women then they in their feelings because they allowed this man to just fuck them, and then that's all it was gonna be. And now
I guess that is more of a mentality then, because I don't feel like I ever just been fucked. Mm-hmm. Like I've never just been fucked,
and I ain't even saying just being fucked. Intentions as well. Are you being intentional with
that? I guess that's my thing that I'm coming different on, because now it's more like very much intentional. Like all of that. I know the power within sex in itself, so it's always intentional. Before it was just, I wouldn't say that I was just getting fucked. Because
you just said everything I just said. I said before, I feel like I wasn't just getting fucked, but I feel like I always had this more of a like it was always a connection,
but at the same time, I wasn't utilizing the
power
of the sacredness
of your womb. Mm-hmm. Like being in that power, like knowing that, and you walking in there more, and you feel the difference. Although you probably wasn't just loose as a motherfucking goose, you still wasn't
definitely
having
an imbalance. Yeah, because even within like relationships, because I'm like a relationship type of, so even within a relationship, I would be doing it, and there is some type of connection there, obviously, if we're together. But I've had times where even I would lose the connection within the relationship and still fucking do it. Mm-hmm. So I guess that would be in turn getting fucked too. When you like,
it is, especially when y'all having a disconnect, like emotionally, and then now you just fucking because you know we still technically in a relationship and we still live together and we land together. So I'ma just fucking, but I ain't there. And then that's where you get situations where you ain't getting wet like that. You not into it. Start doing doggy style more. Ain't no eye contact and shit. Like
no intimacy.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. So that's how you know those different damn edible. That's how you know it's a disconnect with that, and you not aligned with you walking in more of being in power of how you're gonna receive, and receiving is giving, and giving is receiving, and one and the same. So it's important that we know how to.
That was a little bar, like giving is receiving, and receiving is giving.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. This damn edible got me going. Oh my God. To my listeners, as you know, sometimes I like to be on social media and go live. So we have a couple people that are replying. And Rachel said you can be with someone and have no connections, no floor play, just get a nut. True, that's true. You can, but at that point, what is it intentional? Is it, how are you flowing with that at that point? And that's what I'm saying. Like if you're balanced in your power, in your sacral energy, then having that fuck with no extra shit is gonna be okay with you. Yeah. You're not gonna have all those emotions attached. You're not gonna be so overwhelmed and lost in the sea of,
because you're in control.
Because you're in control at that point. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not being used. Like you're not being used. Basically, you just using yourself. You're just utilizing your own energy instead of just like letting somebody drain it out of you.
Pull it out, scoop it out.
Yeah, like And that, I guess, like you said, I have to be aware that I haven't always been in a balanced place within myself or within that sexuality to even know that that was happening. You know what I'm saying?
Me either.
And it's a lot of, and now that I do know, it's a lot of women that and men too,
yeah,
that are imbalanced in that area. And then it's like, it's a complete, you can see the symptoms of that shit right in on they self. Like, you extra sexy on the internet because you want some type of attention, or just, you know what I'm saying, you're not being overly sexual,
you're not being filled, so you're gonna do extra things to get more attention, to think that you're gonna feel that void. You're not being filled, baby.
Exactly. Whereas it's someone who could do the same shit but is not looking for any validation out of it. Like, if that's just, I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's somebody that's just on there using their sexuality, whereas I guess opposed to shit, like I said, getting it used from your ass, because after you flaunt yourself in a way, you're not getting anything in return that's valuable, of value at all. And I know, even the attention is like, who the fuck can get off on attention? Like, for real.
Yeah. Are you gonna have that full pleasure? Because like when you get to that space of really connecting and having intimacy and having that, and always allowing that whenever it's time for you to have sex, when you want that, you know what I mean? Like, because like I said, you could still be in a moment where you just want to have a good fuck, you know, but the balance has to be on both ends. But majority of the time, you want to have that space of allowing it to always be pleasurable and feel. And when you make sure it's in that space, you're not gonna be even greater. Even more fulfilling,
because that's, people don't even understand. Even more fulfilling. It's like that's why things are so overly sexualized, because that's an energy that can be harnessed. Like, you can utilize. It's so powerful. You can make a fucking baby from having sex. So it's something. It's
a whole
something,
human, an entire.
You know what I'm saying? You can make. That's how life is created. So obviously, it's a transfer of energy that is so grand. If you really, really conscious about it, it could be used in such a more better way, instead of just to get off, just to get your nuts out.
For example, if you go deeper within the consciousness and understanding sexual energy, you could do sex magic.
But that's why things have been so sexualized, because they want you to just get a nut. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They just want you to get a nut. Exactly. And it ain't no they. It's just a psychological disposition, I guess, that people just want to get a nut. You know what I'm saying? Because it's shit, ass is on the TV all the time, or it's all, as soon as you get on the internet, it's so easily to access some fucking porn, and it's so, you know what I'm saying, it's just in your face, instead of you really knowing the power of the shit, instead of just the feelings, the intention with it.
When you learn powerful. When you when you learn, you like, oh, I need to be more sacred with this. I need to respect and honor this energy a little bit better. I need to be mindful of how I'm utilizing this energy. And that's where abstinence come into play. That's where being mindful of who you allowing in or who you're giving it to, as far as the men. And so you move differently when it comes to your sexual energy. And I really, when I really start learning these things and stepping into that, I really became more mindful of my sexual energy. Like, I don't fucking play about that shit.
Right.
And could there be times
it can be expressed in a lot of different ways.
So many different ways. But yeah, I'm just talking about as far as the actual act. I definitely.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Even in the act, like, you can express it. However, even if some people strictly just want to fuck one person, or just like, you know what I'm saying? It can be expressed in different ways. Once you know the power of it, you can find the way that's best express it to you. Yeah, and be intentional with it.
Talk your shit. Thank you. Yeah, so I always like to, like, when I'm dealing with somebody, that's why it's important to date too. Like, people have been conditioned to think, like, even myself at one point, like, we gotta do it this way. We gotta do it this way. We gotta be traditional. If you dating too many people, that you a hoe and da. No. Just date, get to know a person, allow the person to get to know you, allow yourself to get to know that individual, to see if that's somebody you don't got to get straight into fucking, or even if you do it, still allow yourself to get to know an individual. Like once you get there and you're able to have that exchange and have a conversation, communication, and expression, you receive different vibrations from that. You could feel how, if you're really going to like this individual, you could see how that energy is going to be. That's a part of an energy exchange as well.
Absolutely.
So you can exchange energy on many different ways prior to actually exchanging a sexual energy, and then you can know if you actually want to do a sexual exchange.
Is this just the fuck or the feel? Is this gonna be
a fuck or a feel? And then you be in control.
Call that shit and you can know it, and that's just awareness. And that awareness level is just so fucking low on a lot of people, and it's really sad to me.
Why is
that awareness level just be so low?
What makes it sad? So people could understand.
Just like I said, that just not knowing that this is an energy exchange. It's not just a feel good type of thing to do. And I'm not trying to be churchy or nothing, like you have to do it. You gotta, this is like, but it is. It's sex. Sex is supposed to be sacred no matter how you're doing it. It's still
you already said the disclaimer though. We both did. The disclaimer is we're not saying you can't get a good fuck and keep it moving.
Right.
You just have to. You need to be balanced in your awareness and be balanced.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like people don't like. I don't think people really know that this is something that's more
not
than
conscious
just
of it.
That are there. That's why I'm saying the awareness level is sad because. In a lot of aspects, I don't want to judge nobody. I'm not trying to judge nobody.
No, you're speaking on facts that people experience. So it's not about judging. It's about bringing that awareness to these individuals who are not aware. And if they can't handle that, then tune into another motherfucking podcast. And that's just on baby. Not my babies. Shit, the fuck. Keep that, understand this shit. It's real shit, and that's the problem. Ain't no I'm not trying to shout. No, you speak your facts.
Right. Because even like I said, at a certain point in time, it's like we, especially women, like we are like drained for that energy, and it's like, so it'd be so sad to me because like I said, it shows in symptoms of different ways, with that low self-esteem, the low drive shit. People, women who don't insecurity, don't take care of their self in a way that's beneficial. And
self-love in way with different rituals and things that is going to keep them at a place of being better, looking better, feeling better. But instead,
it's like externalized instead of understanding that you are that essence is so important to know that it's powerful, and you using it like so willy-nilly. If we really knew, you wouldn't be doing that. That's what I mean when I say is the awareness is sad to me, because if you really knew the power within yourself, which is why we talking about this, to let your ass know how powerful that energy is. If you really knew, you wouldn't be throwing it away all willy-nilly like that.
And that goes for long-term relationships. I don't give a fuck how much. I don't give a fuck how much history y'all got. If that shit ain't doing shit for your energy, if it's unhealthy, if it's toxic, cut that shit the fuck off. Let that shit. That's what's keeping you down even more. You allowing that to circulate in your womb, which is your powerhouse.
Exactly. Y'all could be doing it every motherfucking day, and if you're not loving that shit, if it's not feeling good, if it's not enjoyable,
now
if it's
you
not
forcing
beneficial,
yourself. You're not allowing, you forcing. No positive what is it, attributes to why, or intentions on why you're doing it. You just allowing bullshit, because that's really what it is, especially if you're not happy or into it.
So then I ask this: do you think that both parties involved have to be aware of this in order for it to be, I guess you would, because if one of y'all is stagnant, y'all both gonna be
you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it. Like, even if I get where you're trying to go with it, I really do, and that's so like kind of hard to articulate and express it, but I get what you mean. But you're gonna feel it because once you get to a space of you're not going to allow this, or that you're only going to involve yourself or give your sexual energy in with another individual that's on the same thing, it's not going to happen unless it's an individual that's on the same thing,
Right.
because your awareness. Now when you're not aware, then one person may be off, and then that's going to make both of y'all off. So that awareness is going to always help you to make the best decision, and even if you still don't make the best decision, you were aware of it. So then now you're going to take accountability. Most times,
Right.
I've been in a situation like that where, I knew this shit and I still involved myself. And then I wasn't butthurt or fucked up or trying to figure shit out. I knew what it was. And so I took accountability and I allowed myself to sit with that. And then you don't start going into this why, or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trying to figure shit out when you know what it is. We know what the fuck shit be before we get into it. Like on some real shit. And we got to stop playing with ourselves. Stop being oblivious.
But that's what I'm saying.
Because I still have moments.
Women that can utilize their, and then now we going into some other shit. But there is women that can utilize that energy and possibly, that's what I guess you would call like a succubus, or like a vampire, or somebody that's you going into it knowing the power within it, knowing that the intentions behind it, and
still choosing it to do it.
Or leaving like I guess like sex workers or somebody that's utilizing it, and the exchange is not like a feel, like not literally a feel, but it wouldn't exactly be a fuck either. They ain't getting fucked if it's like an exchange that's even. And to them, I guess it would be the money. Or
just passive with it, just allowing, passive with it, not being proactive with it. Proactive is the intent.
I would think they would. I think that's very motherfucking intentional. I think that's the highest motherfucking intent. I guess not the highest, but that is a form. That's why I said it could be expressed in many different fucking ways. Because
I feel like at that point they just doing, but they have an intent on why they doing.
Know their motherfucking the power within it.
I know they know the power within it, but they still just doing because they not doing it with the intentions of that higher space. Like they know what the fuck they doing, and they fine with it, and that's what they intent is, but it ain't okay. So would you say, although they're aware of it and they doing it in the way that they want to do it, the awareness is there. They got their own way. They got their own intent.
So the intention is I'm using my energy in exchange for whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I know the power within my energy. I know it could be funneled into this. I know the feelings. I know you know what I'm saying? I know who I'm fucking with. I know what level they on. Whatever level that is. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna make the exchange.
You don't think that's passive?
I don't know exactly what you would say. What do you mean by passive?
Like you just allowing that to flow in that way, even though you like. I don't know how to break that shit down to you. I feel like it's just a flow that you just letting happen, and you're aware of what comes with it, but you choose to just be in that space. So just allowing that shit, allowing you to live like that.
But you would be creating what comes with it. Like you're creating that.
But a lot comes with that shit. You can't tell me you don't. I'm not against it. I mean, do what you do. I got some good people that's sex workers, but what comes with that?
I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly.
Don't act like you ain't seen what come with that for some people.
But what I'm saying is, depending on how, because there's a lot of different ways. Even strippers, that ain't even. We ain't even got to talk about exactly what. You want to talk about it?
No, we can.
Oh, I thought you said
not like leaving it like.
No, I'm saying we ain't even got to talk about like exactly sex workers, but someone utilizing their sexual energy for exchange of something. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's you tapped into the feels and not getting fucked. That's basically what I'm saying.
So now you're talking about a level of stripper though.
Yeah, I guess.
Are they getting fucked, or are they just dancing and utilizing that sensuality? Or are they actually using the sexual energy?
Okay, then we're gonna talk about sex workers. Then.
Yeah, because strippers. I don't want to say that.
Right. Yeah, we are talking about actually getting fucked.
Using the sensuality
exactly.
to get what the fuck they want, but they not. You could be a naked ass stripper and never fucking nobody.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about sex workers.
Yeah.
Okay, let's leave it.
You know what I'm saying with that? That's why I'm like, I don't think that could kind of go on the same.
It's not. So as a sex worker,
what comes with that?
That I don't fucking know exactly.
A lot of bodies.
But that's what I'm saying.
But they're aware of it.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of body. If you are aware of your sexual energy, you're aware of the power within it. You're intentional with it. Why does it matter how many?
Oh, you talk about now how many don't matter.
Or even if they are aware, even if they are aware of the power of it. If I know what it is and they know what the hell they came here to do, the exchange is whatever the compensation is, when you know what I'm saying, whether it be money or whatever the fuck the case may be.
Because we talking about workers, right? The actual workers.
Yeah.
So at that point, are you saying an individual that know how to do spiritual practice to release their womb and their energy from all these different energies that's entering them?
So then I guess
that's why I'm saying it's more that comes
with
with that. It's more that comes. That's what I was trying to get to. It's more that comes with that. Yeah, I could be intentional. I know what I'm doing. I know what comes with this. But a lot still
right. That's
sexual energy is a very powerful energy. So are we talking about a spiritual individual that's a sex worker who know how to release those energies after each individual that they having sex with? No, it's not about the number, but it's about who you're allowing in your womb. You fucking all these niggas, but you know you that bitch and you in control, that's fine. But are you doing the extra work to release that?
Right.
Because if you're not, then you're not that bitch that's in control. Because all them spirits is still in your womb. And they not being circulated or transmuted.
See, there we go.
So it's levels to sex worker shit. And it's a lot of individuals that's not there. But I know that there are some that's there and they walking in that shit. And there's the ones you see who are famous for that shit. Like doing these tantra events and shit. Fucking a lot of people, but they are also connected with their spiritual side, knowing how to transmute it.
Yeah, exactly. The transaction that's actually being had.
Repurposing that energy, removing any attachments is not healthy. Everybody don't be in that space. That's what I was asking. Like, I get it. But are you really?
What goes along with it is also, but that's what I'm saying. When you are, I guess not everybody that is aware of that power within the sexual act don't always know that you have to release that shit.
Because if you fucking all these people and you're not releasing, you're not doing any type of healing modality or alignment modality to release and detach, all that shit still up in you. So you can't be that bitch. You can't be that intentional, mindful bitch like you think you are.
Then you would end up being fucked.
You just being fucked and not filled.
Yep. Because if you just letting that exchange just be, even if it like you a sex worker and you got your compensation, now you tagging around this low vibrational ass energy, you really got fucked off. You got fucked off.
That's in the deal. A lot of energy you transferring. This motherfucker might be dealing with a lot of mental issues and psychological and spiritual warfares within his universe. And you know what you doing, and I know that I'm fucking and I'm getting fucked, but I don't care because I'm doing it with a purpose. I'm getting what I need to get. But are you also releasing these motherfuckers? Because if not, you receiving all that shit that's coming with it.
And that goes for anyone that's sexually active.
Men too.
Anyone that's sexually active, not just sex workers, not just women, anyone that's sexually active. That's what this is about. That's what I'm saying about the awareness levels, that people are not even aware that the energy exchange don't really just stop there.
Not
after you get your nut off, it don't just stop there. That's why I said that this is an act that creates a whole motherfucking baby. A whole human is created within this exchange. It could be. So when a baby ain't made in this exchange, something is still being transferred.
Mm-hmm.
And
something is still
implanted.
being created. Something
And
is still being
created.
created. If a baby's not being created, something is being created energetically. Something is created in the metaphysical world. Because when you get that net off, that orgasmic vibration is going to go on to the universe. It's going out into that other motherfucker spirit. It's going out into many different planes. And if there's no intention with it, some shit gonna get created, and you got to be ready for whatever comes back with that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
because is you getting fucked or feel?
Are you getting fucked or feel?
Because you gonna be what you gonna be feeling after that.
And
shit.
then not require. I don't like to use that, but allow that. Make that a part of what you do for yourself, whether you're a man or a woman. Don't just be fucked. Do it with intention, even if it is a one-time thing with somebody. Even if it's a one-night stand, even if it's just this finance John that you want to fuck with, or this finance nigga you want to fuck with. Make sure y'all both intentional and be some adults about it. Be mature, have an understanding, communicate, have y'all fun, have that good energy exchange because it's at a healthier space now. And do what you got to do. But when you go in oblivious and blindfolded because you doing it to yourself, because you're allowing yourself to go into this situation that's going to have you all in your chest and shit, or trying to figure things out, you know what I'm saying, or having attachments, now you dishonoring yourself,
or not even aware that you get when after you done did that you taking on these energies. Now you all acting weird. You know what I'm saying? Why you depressed? Why. You don't even know why you a little off now, and doing shit you don't really normally, or just feeling some type
like
of
that
way.
motherfucker.
Yeah,
he might be dealing with depression now. You got his depression. And you like, I just got depressed out of nowhere because you just let his fucking energy in you. One, you allowed it, and two, now you not even doing nothing to release it. So you really have to be mindful, because it's gonna go two ways. Either you mindful and you're not gonna allow it in, or you could be a mindful individual that allows it in but know what to do to release it. So you could be mindful in two different ways. At least be one of them though. Don't just be going in oblivious and just getting fucked. Nothing. Just don't be just getting fucked. If you're going to get fucked, be like, okay, well, I just got fucked. I accept that, but I'm going to release this shit. Detach. Repurpose. Transmute. Sexual energy, a motherfucker. I don't play around. You can play with yourself. And you're lucky if you get to play with this pussy. Shit.
Hey, you're lucky.
And that's all, folks. Tone, do you feel like you're sacred with your sexual energy?
How? Intentional.
How? Are you intentional? How, Sway? What, Kanye? You don't know. You don't.
But when you do,
I have to have an emotional connection to you for me to even consider it. You don't work if he don't like you.
It don't even work.
He ain't fucking. He wants to feel.
That's what's up.
Yeah, good. People need to mindful versus conscious. Being mindful is important. Being conscious is important. But those two,
what's the difference?
Huh? They the same thing. But I would say a conscious could be the awareness. They kind of the same thing. Conscious is awareness. Mindfulness is awareness. Maybe, because they both being attentive.
Because it's bringing something to your awareness. Something is
consciousness is awareness. So, Jaria, I think that's the.
I
think they both go in the same. They both go in the same plane, but they can go two different directions, because mindfulness can maybe work
but you don't even.
Yeah, and the mindfulness could be more with the actual brain self and the thought patterns, and then the consciousness is more on the metaphysical level and spiritual level of connection. So, yeah, I get that. Right. I love it. But y'all just make sure y'all going into a space of being filled with everything in your life, with your aspirations, with your sexual energy, how you're transferring it, how you're receiving it. Be fulfilled. How you want to be fulfilled in being successful and other shit. Be fulfilled in your sex life. Don't just be doing. Don't just be passive and allowing shit to occur. Be proactive and creating it and allowing it to occur in your creative space.
Mm-hmm. It is powerful.
Yeah, creative space, creative energy is very, very powerful for the mind, body, and spirit. But that's all, folks. That's all I wanted to talk to y'all about today. So until next time, make sure y'all being good with your mind, good with your body, good with your soul, and sacred in all your motherfucking experiences. Later.